Hey friends, welcome to Her Home and Harvest. My name is Alana, and today we're going to be joining me in my kitchen as I try to make it through this pile of lemons. Only a couple of these lemons came from my own tree. The rest of them were harvested from my sister-in-law's tree. And today we're going to try a new recipe to make a strawberry lemonade concentrate that I actually got from the Ball Home Preserving Cookbook. I don't think I'm going to have enough to actually can anything. I think I'll just probably freeze it, but we're going to see if we like this recipe, because if we do, then we can repeat it in the summer when, or maybe not in the summer. I probably won't have more lemons in the summer. The next time we get a big batch of lemons, or the next time I get a big batch of strawberries. So, I'm sorry if you hear anything in the background, banging or yelling. My 1-year-old is sitting just outside the camera view eating her snack. So that's probably what you're hearing. The first thing I need to do is figure out how much lemon juice I have. And so I'm going to wash all of these lemons and we're going to cut them in half. And then I bought myself an electric juicer because I just didn't want to try to hand juice all of these lemons. I have one of those little jar ones that you just you can hand twist it into, which is great for when you're doing just like a half a cup or so of lemon juice. But when you're doing this many lemons, and in the future I'm sure I'll have way more lemons than this, I just went ahead and got it. So if you don't already know, I have 2 citrus trees in my back hill, and so that was why I decided to make that investment. And I also actually have 2 citrus trees on my patio. I don't know how well they're going to do. I haven't been putting too much effort into them, but we'll see. Anyway, a lot of citrus going on around here. Yeah, she's very cute. All right, let's get these chopped up. I just need to chop them in halves, and then any of the ones that have the little stems still on it, I'm going to cut that off. My sister-in-law gave me a couple that had stems still on them, and I don't think they'll process right if they're on there. I just want to show you what this looks like. I don't know why, I just think that looks so pretty. All right, I have never used this before, so we're just going to see how it goes. It would probably be helpful if I put it together. All right. So the reason I picked this one online was because all of the parts, is that supposed to fit like that? Sure looks like it. All of the parts can go in the dishwasher, which was very appealing to me. So as far as I can understand, you just stick it on, you stick it on top and close it. It's still coming out, so I don't know if I should keep holding it. Oh, I mean, it doesn't look like there's much juice left in there. I guess I should put it here because this strains it also. All right, 1 down. I actually never counted. We'll see how many left to go. They sell really fancy ones online that go up to like $150, but this one was around $40, and I think it's working just fine. Of course, maybe if I ever tried one of those really expensive ones, I would see the benefit. You guys, I almost have 4 cups already. I was thinking I was only going to get 3 cups out of all of this, and I'm not even done. All right, I'm just going to let this drip because there's still juice coming out of here while I clean all this up. I'll leave a link for this in the description box. I'm not affiliated or anything like that, but I think this works pretty good for it being fairly inexpensive compared to other electric juicers. I can't guarantee you that it doesn't break over time though, because it's the first time I've used it. It does suction cup to the counter, which is convenient so it's not flying all over the place. And all of this comes off and is just washer safe, so convenient when you're trying to watch a 1-year-old at the same time. All right, so the recipe doesn't say you have to strain it, but I'm not a big fan of pulp, and I noticed there was little tiny bits of seeds in there, the little tiny baby seeds. And so I'm just going to run it through a strainer once, and hopefully that solves the problem. Okay, so that made just over 4 cups, and I was expecting a lot closer to 3, so now I'm going to have to do some math because the recipe calls for 6 cups, and I was going to cut the recipe in half. Oh, okay, you guys, read your recipe first. My recipe calls for 6 cups of strawberries, 4 cups of lemon juice. Well, I didn't buy that many strawberries because I figured I was going to be cutting this recipe in half. So let's hull the strawberries and see how many strawberries we get. Okay. It says to hull these strawberries, and I don't have anything to do that, so I'm just going to have to cut the cores out myself. Trying to think of the best way to do this. Should I just do this? When it says 6 cups of hulled strawberries, does it mean like whole hulled strawberries? Because this guy is going to take up a lot more space than if I cut him in half, you know? I don't know. I think there's enough sugar in this recipe, though, that if I have some freedom. It'll be fine. It'll probably be fine. Who knows? I'm just going to cut them in half. All right, I'm going to have to take a break after I finish hulling these strawberries because my daughter's over there throwing food on the floor, which is her way of saying that she's done. I don't want to do this anymore, Mom. Let's go. I think I grossly overestimated how much I needed of everything. All right, let me figure out how much that is. I need 6 cups, and this is a 2-cup measurement. I'm going to say that's 2, 4. All right. Let's keep going then. All right, 6. So this is how much strawberries I have left after cutting up 6 cups. I'm going to look through and see if any of them look like they need to be used. Because I did already wash them, and I probably shouldn't have done that. And I will just eat those ones right now. The rest of these look like they're going to do fine. I'll just dry them off and put it back in the fridge. All right, we're just going to pause right here. I'm going to put everything in the fridge, and then we'll come back to this after I've put her down for a nap in maybe an hour or 2. And we can do this then because I want to get her out of that high chair. Okay, I changed my mind. I want to blend it first because I realized that blender's crazy loud and I don't want to keep her up with that. So we're really quickly going to just blend the strawberries up and then we'll stop there. It says to work in multiple batches so that you can get it smooth, but this is a Vitamix and it does a pretty good job. So I'm going to try to do half and half. That was what I was kind of worried about. I don't think there was it was splashing around everywhere because I don't think there was enough in it. So now I have to try to add strawberries to this drippy mess. Okay, that's it. We're done pureeing the strawberries. Once I pureed it, it looks like it came out to about 4 cups of puree. I love my Vitamix. It is very much an investment, but it was a wedding gift, so I actually didn't have to buy it. But one of the things, if you've ever used a Vitamix, that I love about strawberries, well, any berry really, is that the blender will actually pulverize the seeds, and so you don't end up with the gritty seeds at the bottom, which I personally hate. So it's perfectly smooth, and we're just going to let it sit here and wait until my daughter goes down for her nap. All right, I'll see you in a bit. All right, she is down and asleep. So here we go. We are going to pour the strawberry mixture into a stainless steel pan. It specifies stainless steel, so this is my stainless steel pan. Considering I didn't buy these lemons, this recipe is fairly affordable, but I really hope that I love it because it calls for 6 cups of sugar, which is pretty much all the sugar I have in my house. Try not to make a mess as I pour this. Now 6 cups of sugar. And now that's all the sugar I have left. It says stir to combine and heat over medium-high heat. And you're going to do that until it hits 190, it says. Okay, so we're just going to see how long this takes. It says to not let it boil. Okay, so it says to heat it to 190. And this is at about 180 right now. But it says very specifically to not let it boil, which it's trying to. So I'm going to turn the heat down a tiny bit and just kind of keep an eye on it. I'm double checking with a second thermometer. All right, this one says it's pretty much there. Yeah, this one says that it's higher, so this one says 196. So I'm going to turn off the heat. It says to skim the foam off the top. So I'm just going to do my best. I'm going to say that's good enough. Okay, so I just skimmed the foam off the top of this, and then this is the point where you would fill your canning jars. It says to fill them to a 1/4 inch headspace and then process them, just a boiling process. You don't need to pressure can them. But I don't have everything that I need for canning. So I was thinking, oh great, I can actually can this because I'm gonna have plenty. And then I just went in there and looked and was like, oh, I need lids. I have jars and I have rings, but I don't have the lids. So we're gonna go ahead and freeze this. I'm gonna try a few different things. I just have a few freezer safe containers. And then I'm also going to try to do cubes. It says this is basically a concentrate. Like you wouldn't drink this. It would be really, really strong. But what you would do is just, it says water it down 50-50. So 1 part concentrate, 1 part water. So I'm going to fill all this up and then I'm going to see how much I have left over, and I am definitely going to give it a try as well. Obviously this would have been better canned because then you could just pour it straight and you don't have to worry about defrosting it, but we'll see. I think I'm also going to keep a jar of this in the fridge just for this next week. I think that it should last in the fridge just fine. I mean, it's like almost 40% sugar. So, all right, we're going to get this into these containers. I just have a soup ladle. This is hot and it's really heavy, so I'm not really confident about putting, like pouring out of this. All right, it's light enough now that I'm gonna try pouring it. All right, I have half a glass of just water here, and I'm going to mix in another half of this mix and see how it tastes. It says 50-50 or to taste. So we're going to start out with 50-50 and see if we need to add more or if I need to put more water in here. All right. That's 50-50. Let me stir it first. Here we go. I'm going to say that's too strong. I'm going to mix some water in it and maybe some ice. It tastes good. It's just a little syrupy. So let me just mix some water. All right. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. It's still warm, which is weird. I still think I'd water it down even more, but it's got a nice flavor. So I definitely think the 1-to-1 ratio, I think I would do more 1 to 2, 1 parts concentrate, 2 parts water. Yeah, drinking that very, very sour. Well, not sour. It's really sweet too. It's definitely sweet and sour. So there's still some extra space. I do want to leave some space for these to expand in the freezer because you know that they will. So I'm just going to put this in a container in the fridge. There's not a lot left. I'll show you what's in here. Whew, that bottom's still hot. All right, so this is what's going to go in the fridge. Once these have come to room temperature, I'll put the lids on them and stick them in the fridge and the freezer. For the fridge, I have these reusable lids for my mason jars so that I'm not wasting canning lid every time that I want to put a lid on something and put it in the fridge. So I will cover this up when it's done. And I think I'm going to find a bigger cup to water this down in because, oh my goodness, it's strong. Okay, I'm going to mix it into this ice water and see if being diluted will make it a little more palatable. And the ice, I think, having it cold. So here, mix it up. Oh yeah. That's way better. I think that's even closer to 1 to 4, 1 to 3, 1 to 3. 1 parts concentrate, 3 parts water. Let me double check the recipe. To reconstitute, mix 1 part concentrate with 1 part water. Adjust concentrate to taste. Yeah. You like things very strong if you want this at a 50-50 mix. Yeah, that's much better. So if you're looking for a good way to use your lemons, strawberry lemonade or even just lemonade, make a concentrate. I guess this isn't the concentrate. Make a concentrate. I'm sure there's recipes on how to just make lemon concentrate without the strawberries for canning. This is the recipe that I had. I would say that with the way that I like mixing it with 1 part concentrate to 3 parts water, this is going to make maybe 2 gallons. I don't know. I'm not going to test it to find out because I don't need that much strawberry lemonade right now. If you have any other ways that you like to use up your lemons, let me know. I'm not a big citrus in my desserts. Like I don't really like lemon bars and those kind of things, and so that's why I wanted to try something like this. This recipe book actually has there's a whole section on what you can do with lemons. Well, there's a whole bunch of different recipes on what you can do with lemons. But this is the one that stuck out to me, and this also was the easiest because it had 3 ingredients. If you're trying to do something a little bit more low sugar or a little bit healthier, then I think that you could do this recipe. If you're not going to can it, you could do it with just about any sweetener. So like we have stevia here, we have monk fruit. Yeah, we have a few different sweeteners that I could have used in this, but I wanted to follow this recipe to see how it would come out. But yeah, I definitely think that if you're somebody who would prefer stevia, that's a good way to go. I have Truvia, which is the 50-50 blend. That probably would have worked too. So if you try out this recipe with some other form of sugar, let me know how it goes. If you try this recipe, or if you have ever tried it, because I know this book is pretty popular, and you have canned it, let me know how that worked out, because I feel like that would have been really exciting to have, this could have made, for me, the way I did it, if I had filled these size jars, one of these could have easily been like for a dinner party, unless somebody really likes the strawberry lemonade, and then that might not be enough for a group of people. But I just think this was a great way to use up those lemons. I'm going to show you in a different video what I use the lemon rinds for, because I don't throw those away. You can still use those. I use them to make a cleaner. There's a whole bunch of things you can do with them, but I use them specifically to make a lemon, well, it's citrus. You can use any citrus rind. A citrus vinegar, just like household cleaner. And I started doing that last year and I really like it. I just wanted to say thank you guys for joining me in the kitchen and in my garden today. I always love having people join me on this journey. It's fun to share with people what you're learning, what you're doing, and to hear what other people are doing in their homes and in their gardens, and what they're trying to do to make things just a little bit better for themselves and for their family. So if you want to join me on this journey, click the subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and so you can see videos similar to it in the future. If you want to subscribe and get notifications, remember to click the bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hey friends, it has been about a week since I recorded this video, and I had a few things I wanted to share with you that I have learned in the last week. Number one, I love this stuff way more than I thought I did. I have drank it every single day, and I've officially dipped into my freezer stash. My husband also said he really liked it. So, just because I didn't seem like I liked it, I don't think, when I first recorded that, because it was just way too strong. Honestly, I did about 1 parts concentrate to 4 parts water, and that is where I've been happy. My husband liked it a little bit stronger. I am someone that tends to water down my juice. So like apple juice, grape juice, that kind of thing from the store, I almost always water it down. So if you're somebody who likes it a little stronger, maybe you're going to think 1 to 3, but I don't think 1 to 1 is an appropriate ratio. The second thing I wanted to share was that my husband pointed out that it tastes a little more strawberry than lemonade. So if you're somebody that likes a little bit more lemonade or lemony flavor, then maybe cut back on a little bit of those strawberries. Since I don't really have much experience canning, if you're following the canning recipe, I suggest that you follow the recipe exactly, because I know there are reasons, there are certain amounts of like acids to sugar ratios and all of that, and I don't understand any of that. So if you're canning it, my only advice is to stick with the recipe. But if you're not going to can it and you're just going to do what I did and freeze it or maybe make it for a party, I kind of agreed with him. It was a bit more strawberry than it was lemonade, like if you're used to getting strawberry lemonade. And then the third thing I wanted to say was that I don't know why I thought that concentrate was going to freeze solid. It is so much sugar, and I don't know if you guys have ever made a sorbet or anything like that, but something with that high of a sugar content is not going to freeze solid. So I just wanted to show you real fast. Putting it in the Rubbermaid, the Tupper containers, worked really well because you can just spoon it out of there. Putting it into the mold was not a good idea, and let me turn the camera around and show you that. So this is the mold that I put it in, and I had to cover it in saran wrap because my plan was to pop it out of the molds and freeze it like that, until I realized, Alana, of course, that was never going to freeze solid. You can see this is very much not solid, so this is what it's going to look like if you freeze it, which is totally fine. And you can still basically just take a spoon and pull this out of here. But in the future, I will not attempt to put it into trays and just put it into containers like I had done. Hopefully, I won't have the issue of figuring out how the best way to freeze it is in the future, because I'll be able to can it. I will go get myself some lids. I still haven't done that. And yeah, if you want to see what else I'm going to pull out from the garden, I hope that you'll join me in this journey. I'm so excited. There are peaches all over my trees, little baby peaches, and I can't wait for them. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.